Oof, we have such a powerful message today, and I'm going to go ahead and just open up telling you what it is that I was seeing in the field. So there's a strong focus on the heart space as well as the throat chakra right now, and what I was shown is that you are feeling more, but you have not yet expressed more. And I'm not talking about over expression like shouting off of the rooftops, but more about what this embodiment looks like and what this remembrance looks like. And I'm hearing and how that's actually going to be translated in the way specifically that you're maneuvering through the human experience. So it's like you're roaming this earth, but according to your divine essence, your divine expression. When I think of heart space and throat chakra, it's to blend your most multidimensional gifts and abilities and anchor that into this terrestrial plane. So it's like the celestial energy. And what I was shown is that that gap between feeling more, but then also not knowing what to do with it or how to express it, maybe through the things that you're doing, the things that you're creating. And I'm hearing the version of yourself that you're now allowing yourself to embody, the octave that really wants to come to the surface, that gap is where there's this distortion sitting. So I have this very interesting astral travel message. I'll probably throw up some illustrations so that you could see what it is I was seeing, because this was such a powerful one. Uh, and I'm just trying to remember that keyword that I said, because I was going to look into that keyword. I don't remember fully right now, but if you guys remember, please put it in the comment section down below and let me know that keyword that I said that I just channeled. I can't fully remember. Anyway, so in the astral realm, the first message that you need to know is that you're stabilizing into a new field. And then when I wrote that, I was hearing it's like a gift that you're retrieving from the field that's actually stabilizing into you. And I'm hearing this is a gift that you carried across lifetimes. And I'm hearing a gift that's actually returned to you across lifetimes. Because when we talk about the morphic genetic field, it's holographic DNA. And it's basically this interconnected blueprint, and it's the instruction manual of how the non-physical manifests into form. And I almost see it as like 12th house, first house energy. So it's what's in the quantum field, that your avatar, first house, your ascendant, where the sun rises, where the soul rises, retrieves that data from the iCloud into the device, which is that new iPhone like upgrade. That's the only like third dimensional experience that I can like refer it to give you an analogy of what that looks like. But it's like gifts that you re-download and streamline into each avatar, into each carbon-based life form, into each alpha third dimensional vessel that becomes a tool and a conduit for you to exercise these gifts and practice these gifts in the physical realm. And I'm hearing actually offer these gifts in the physical realm. So there could be a new way, or that you're being called to be of service, or an offering that you're bringing to the earth. So what was taking place on the plane is that I was being shown other planets, other spaces where I was remote viewing these different dimensions of reality. And the key understanding is that certain abilities only activated under the frequency of unconditional love, not force. It didn't happen when you controlled it, but just love. And the more that you softened into that frequency of surrender, energy began moving through your hands like fire and water. So it was an energy of, you know, your hands were like this, and then there was an element of fire, there was an element of water, and you were actually showcasing these gifts to people around you. And the moment that you tried to show someone else like through force, it wasn't working. It was like, but nothing was happening. But then the moment that you just surrendered and kind of just release the need to try to control, it just naturally flowed from you. So there's something around you're moving through a season of flow and not force, and that's what creation is going to truly look like. I'm hearing infinite creation, and actually the way that source wants to express and create through you. And the position of an artist is a humble one, because they become a conduit to channel something that I'm hearing emotionally moves people. It brings a point of remembrance. It brings up a moment of contemplation. So there could be something that you're being called to say, or something that you're being called to create that I'm hearing actually bring soul contemplation, which is super interesting, because that kind of reminds me of a Four of Cups card, where somebody's pondering their path and actually what feels in alignment with their soul's journey. So I'm actually hearing the word contemplation. So I'm gonna define contemplation, because I feel like there's a key word that you're gonna want to hear in there. Contemplation is the act of deep focused thinking or reflection, often done calmly with full awareness. So again, you invite people to come back into full awareness, or there's something that you're being called to create for that to happen. And it's not an ego thing of, oh, I make people remember them. So like, no, you just embody that connection with yourself. So again, it's not something that you're shouting over the rooftops, but it's something that you can just stare into the distance and recognize this one field of consciousness playing with itself through infinite forms, you know? So it's not just thinking, it's sitting with an idea, feeling, or truth and allowing it to unfold without rushing to conclusion. Contemplation is a quiet and intentional reflection on something. So it definitely reminds you of a Four of Cups energy. So that's somebody basically reassessing their timelines and what it is that they want to choose moving forward. So this is someone sitting on silence and reflecting on their life direction. So this is something that you've moved through. It's also something that you could currently be moving through. So let me know in the comment section down below where you are on this spectrum. You also could be observing your thoughts without reacting to them and thinking deeply about a question, meaning, or an experience. So there's something that you could really be pondering on, because I'm just seeing somebody really thinking about, I thought this situation meant this, but actually it means this. There's so many different layers that you're peeling back as an onion, right? Because time is a spherical model, it's not linear. So we come back to the same events, but we're seeing them from a higher level of resolution without that distortion. So yeah, contemplation is less about trying to figure something out, but instead just simply becoming aware of it from zooming out, right? So it's insight that just arises naturally. And this could be, again, without trying, right? This is clarity that will come and emerge without trying to force it. And you move from this thinking or trying to understand something into just being seated in this inner standing, right? So you're not accessing your power through force, but instead you're accessing it through a place of coherence, through this heart alignment. And that's something that you train like a muscle. It's not something that you push. It just naturally becomes a simple way of being. Now, I'm going to go ahead and actually pull a message for this, and then we'll do the second scene in the astral travel, which was really interesting. It was actually a red carpet scene. So I feel like it's something that I'm hearing is being showcased. Right. What should we pull for this? What card should we pull for this, Spirit? Let's take a look at the gifts. Oh, I have this in my hand and I don't want to let it go. It's one of the new decks that I got from San Cristobal. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one of these and see what comes through. So tell me about the gifts. Oof, quite a few, guys. It's a new deck. So if you know, new decks are a bit like stiff. Okay, there we go. Okay, so which thoughts help my roots grow? Now, it's interesting because this is growing from their hair, and hair is also life force and vitality in the astral realm. So which thoughts help my roots grow? So I'm seeing thoughts as intentions, right? Thoughts actually become intention because, okay, they become intention the moment that you observe them. So this is about thoughts that are conducive for the roots, thoughts that are going to be fertilizer for your experience, just ways of thinking that are going to be highly conducive for the way that you move through this construct, and any other thoughts that aren't serving you when it comes to how you're going to apply yourself, how you're going to... It's just your natural state of being. Your sense of value doesn't come through the things that you do. It's just being seated as a living embodiment, an example of what remembering yourself and being connected to yourself again as you move through this contract actually looks like. So what thoughts help my roots grow? And that's going to be the very thing that anchors you into the earth. That's going to be the very thing that is your intention, even in the most mundane ways that you move through this construct, like the connection and eye contact that you give your another extension of yourself, the smile that you give, the way that you hold a door open up to someone. It's just the miniature ways. I'm hearing the most mundane ways, but the beautiful ways that you demonstrate you're connected to all things. All right, I'm seeing that. And then there's also bigger, I'm hearing global shifts that you're a part of, but wherever you are, your mission guides you. It's like Your intention anchors you into this earth, and there is intention with everything that you decide. There is intention with everything that you do, and there's something around the intention to embody and surrender and how that may look like, or how you may look like to the eyes of others, and being okay with being perceived differently, or not fully seeking to be understood because you so deeply understand yourself. It's like you become your own source of groundedness, grounded in this knowing, not awaiting people to understand you in order for you to feel grounded within yourself or the things in which you're doing. Because I'm hearing you're drawing in your nucleus of a family, your soul's tribe, your star family through that groundedness, through that being seated. There's something around understanding, especially with Chiron and Aries right now. Like there's a collective wound around the I am, the identity. You know, shout out if you're going through your Aries Chiron return right now. And that is the wounded healer. There's almost been a wound around the self, but it's a paradox because, or ironic, because although there's been a wound around the self and who you are, the more that you surrender to what that looks like or what you'll look like, the more healing your aura has become. Just in embracing your authenticity and your own unique energetic signature. I'm just seeing a transmission in that authenticity being its own currency. I'm hearing calling in collective timelines, experiences, and opportunities that are in resonance with you and your highest expression. So that's your first message, all right? Now, and can you feel safe within your own authenticity as well? How can you bring safety into your body as you're authentic? Because of the base you have, where is my safe place, right? Can you create those roots within yourself? Now, the next scene was, there was a scene of being selected, chosen first and stepping forward, and then others joining later. So this was an initiation kind of energy. So I'm seeing this as you're being asked to go fast in some area of your life. This is to lead by example. And as you step forward, before you feel fully ready, you create the pathway for others to do so. So this is very much a chironic energy. That's what it feels like. Very much a chironic energy. And there's something that you do naturally. I'm hearing that's going to be captured, like a moment in time that's going to be captured, even if that's in someone's mind. You know, when someone's like take a mental image or a mental picture, it's like a click. I'm seeing that as a reference point. For example, there's a scene on like the red carpet that I'm being shown of somebody walking out and it's their first time, and there's like a, you know, lights, camera, action energy, and you've never been immersed in that experience before. So there's something that you're doing that you may feel looks awkward, but it's just very natural, even if that's just you. You know, it reminds me of moments where I love photography and I love taking photos, but my favorite photos are the ones that catch people off guard in the way where they don't even know that they're being filmed, or they don't even know that there's a photo there, because there's something that's so raw and organic and just real in that moment. It's like a moment captured in time that you weren't prepared for, and it feels very North Node in Aquarian energy, and that's something that collectively we're going to be moving into in the summer of 2026, on the 26th of July to be exact, where we're going to want to see not the, you know, celebrities on the red carpet, but actually who are they when the cameras aren't looking? Who are they when the microphones aren't pointed to them? You know, authenticity, documentaries, behind the scenes. These are going to be things that we're being drawn to collectively. This is going to be like the next cycle phase that we're moving through. So I'm seeing this as something that you're actually being called to step up and create. I'm hearing the changes that you want to see. Okay, the things that you'd actually want to consume, some of you are being called to actually create those things, especially because they're not so out there right now. Like there are some of us playing in that element, but there can never be too much, and we're all being called into that transition anyway. So be open to what that actually looks like. All right, there's something really beautiful with that North Node in Aquarius, South Node in Leo, because there is almost the fall of the self and the rise of, well, who are we? Okay, and what are we creating as a collective, and what part am I playing into the collective? Am I doing my part to be raw, organic, and just real with myself and those around me, and giving them permission, even if unconsciously, to also do the same? So I'm seeing that that's the moment. It's the one that you weren't posing for. It was the moment that you weren't planning. I'm seeing something like go, global, something go viral, but not in a way where it's what you planned for. It's something that just feels so organic, is like the only word that I can express for this. So let's actually use that as a keyword. Okay, so organic creation. Organic creation refers to something that emerges naturally and authentically, without forced, rigid planning or artificial control. Organic creation is creation that unfolds naturally from within or from the environment. Natural, not forced or manufactured. It's a flow-based kind of development style that happens over time rather than just instantly being constructed. So this tells me that this is something that's going to continue to unfold from you. I'm hearing it's going to continue to envelop from you. That's also a really interesting word. Envelop. So it's being aligned with your creator's true state or a system's nature. So it could be a creative idea that comes through inspiration rather than planning, a conversation that flows naturally instead of being scripted, or a business or project that grows gradually through aligned action. So organic creation happens when you're in alignment rather than control. So again, that's creating from that place of alignment. Is this aligned with my soul's highest expression? Really, does this bring me joy and fulfill me and light me up, or does this deplete me? That's going to be the distinguishing factor. Am I creating from a place of survival? Am I creating from a place of just pure connection with myself? So there could be something around trying to break down like over-structured kind of ways of creating, right? Now, and that's also what the South Node in Virgo is kind of teaching us, to not be overly critical to ourselves and try to overly control things, because the North Node in Pisces is teaching us to surrender to what creation looks like. Now, to envelop is to completely surround, cover, or wrap around something, to enclose or surround entirely. Oh, so I'm seeing this as create from a place. I always love to use this as an example. Write that book like no one is ever going to read it. Create that music piece like not like it's for your ears only. Because ultimately, even when you do put it out, that it really is just your ears that's listening to it through infinite expressions, infinite versions and extensions of you. So there's something really beautiful. Create like no one's ever going to see it. And it's a sense of being enveloped, right? So just surrounding yourself and being immersed or held in something. So allow yourself to be held by your own authenticity. Allow yourself to be held by your higher self as you just express yourself vulnerably. And see that as a strength, because again, you're being called to go fast or lead the way, and as you do so, you forge a path so that it's easier for others to also follow, right? So that's definitely what you're being called to do right now. I mean, this message, let me tell you, this message has gone a completely different route than what I was expecting opening up. I didn't really have any specific expectation, but it definitely wasn't this. So there's something that you definitely need to hear here, okay? I'm gonna do this little. It's so beautiful, guys. This is such an enchanting energy. So anyway, the other message that I got was through meditation. So I'm going to go ahead and read you the notes that I got through meditation, because I see this also resonating with you. And the deeper root was what's actually been blocking you from this. So when I dropped into meditation and I went straight into my body, I felt, first of all, a throat chakra blockage and also sensitivity around my heart space. And that was rooted all within the solar plexus. So this is suppressed expression where you haven't been speaking your needs, where you've been holding back your truth, or you've been dimming yourself to maybe avoid conflict or consequence, or create that contrast from your environment because you're no longer reinforcing the same expectations that other people have had of you. And the memory pattern is energy that's traced back to moments like not speaking when something wasn't right, or suppressing truth to avoid getting in trouble, feeling shame without even understanding why, even moments where you didn't feel pain, but you still learned to stay quiet. And the pattern became, do I have to be in pain to justify speaking? The realization that I feel like a lot of you have been feeling is that it hasn't even been yours. Like the programming, the conditioning, the emotional imprints from these external experiences, when you bring awareness into them, you begin to separate yourself from that programming, because innately you're an infinite being that expresses its multidimensionality fluidly. And when we begin to identify with one octave of ourselves because of something that's happened through our space-time travels, we begin to uh, become a mutated version of self. We limit our full expression. So the moment that you give those parts acceptance, unconditional love, and gratitude, those fragments, those younger versions of you that learned those things and adopted those belief systems as their own, begins to soften as you reintegrate it, not through force, but through presence. When your throat chakra opens, your heart feels safe. And when your heart feels safe, you stop abandoning yourself. So I'm going to invite you into just a really short meditation, just to receive what it is that is awaiting you. And I'm seeing this within very specific dimensional fields. There may be a guide that wants to come forth, and just allow yourself to receive what it is that you need most in this moment to benefit the soul's evolution. So just bring awareness right now to your chest and your throat chakra, and ask yourself where you're holding back what you need to say, not from the mind, but from the body. And allow whatever comes up in this moment to just come up through you. With no judgment. Place one hand on your heart and one on your throat, and just take a deep breath all the way down to the base of your spine. Slow and deep. And as you inhale, imagine a soft golden light filling your chest. And as you exhale, let that rise up into your throat. No force, just flow. See that light becoming brighter and brighter. And now gently say, internally or aloud, I'm safe to express my truth. I do not need pain to justify my voice. And I honor what I feel as I feel it. Just feel your body, feel into that contraction, and allow it to soften. And just like that, the connection has been restored. And not by doing more, but actually by doing less, by simply just returning to yourself and the parts of you that stayed silent but are now ready to speak. Okay? And when they do, everything changes. So let's pull another card of this for the red carpet scene. Okay. We have, what do I need to be able to enjoy my garden? So I see this as being your life on earth. And what's super interesting is you can see the sun right there, and it's almost like she is swaying and enjoying herself in the wind. I cue the wind, right? Because it's super windy here right now. So what do I need to be able to enjoy my garden? And at the base, it's how is my relationship with Mother Nature? So if the earth was your garden and the earth was your playground and fear wasn't a factor, what would you choose? And how would you choose yourself? And to come back to yourself over and over again. Right. I'm going to get one last message for you in the Gateway of the Light activation deck. Oh, okay. We have one wanted to come out straight away. Orion activation. This is a supernova card. It is a renewal card, and it also talks about being rebirthed by light as you recreate yourself. It talks about recreation. It's a really powerful card. Orion, so I'm gonna go ahead and read it. Orion activation, it talks about all your fears and setbacks are being stripped from your energy now. It's essential for your old way of being to fall away and for you to go through a process of renewal in order to move forward. The old stories of your life aren't yours to live out or live up to. You are far greater than these limiting experiences. The beings of Orion are surrounding you now, and they see you as one of them. Someone who has been born with the knowledge that they can live with great purpose and make a great difference in the world, whether on a global scale or on a particular corner of the planet. When you draw this card, you're being reminded that you have infinite star power. So, what are supernovas? It's a cosmic event that can be seen with the naked eye that sends ripples through this universe. And it touches all who witness that great cosmic event. And you, my dear, are that event. Every tiny decision you've made has led you to this branching universe that you found yourself in. And there are so many other branches that your life is about to extend into. I'm hearing you're actually being invited down many of these branching timelines, these forking paths. The garden of forking paths. That is the earth. Infinite. So, I'm going to love any of you right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing because we'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. I'm going to go ahead and leave 2 links for Altar Spirit as well if you guys are looking for some high quality AAA grade gemstones. Today we have a throat chakra theme going on. Beautiful aquamarine. Look at this aquamarine. Beautiful. This is Stephanie's. Found at Chichen Itza today. It's absolute. I'm just gonna let you guys connect with it for a minute. Can you see? Can you see my eye on the other side? No, probably not. So, anyway, it's such a beautiful energy. I see you really, really coming into authenticity with that. So, let me know, how did this reading land for you? Where do you feel like you're being called to step up in your life or step forward? What do you feel like you're being called to create? Let me know. Until next time, bye.